Have you ever thought that your morning oatmeal, something you've trusted for years, might actually be doing more harm than good? I know that might sound a little hard to believe. After all, oatmeal has always been seen as a heart-healthy, smart choice. It's easy on the stomach, it's full of fiber, and it can help with things like cholesterol and digestion. But here's what most people don't realize. It's not just the oats. It's what you add to them that can quietly work against your body as you age. See, after 60, your metabolism isn't quite the same. Your blood sugar reacts differently, digestion slows down, and your organs, like your liver and kidneys, have to work a bit harder. So even a few healthy-looking toppings can push your system into overdrive without you noticing. You might feel more tired, more bloated, or even notice your numbers at the doctor creeping up, and never suspect your breakfast. That's why today I want to walk you through 7 common oatmeal additions that seem harmless, but may actually be stressing your system. Some of these may surprise you, especially if you've been adding them for years without a second thought. If oatmeal is part of your daily routine, I'd love to know, what do you usually mix into yours? Share it in the comments, I'm really curious. Now let's get started. 1. Brown sugar. Let's talk about one of the most common and sneakiest additions to oatmeal: brown sugar. Now, I know for a lot of you it's a bit of comfort. Maybe it reminds you of how your mom used to make oatmeal when you were a kid. Or maybe it's just been part of your routine for years. A little sprinkle here, a little more the next day. It adds up. And it tastes good, no question about it. But here's what's really happening, especially in a body that's over 60. Brown sugar may look more natural than white sugar, but it hits your system just the same. Causes your insulin to spike quickly, and after that rush, comes the crash. You feel sleepy, maybe irritable, and oddly hungry again even if you just ate. Over time, these sugar swings can lead to more cravings, more belly fat, and even make blood pressure or blood sugar harder to control. And here's the part most people don't realize. After 60, your body doesn't handle these spikes the way it used to. The pancreas is slower, insulin sensitivity drops, and your liver has to work harder to process every hit of sugar. What used to be no big deal can now quietly wear your system down, one breakfast at a time. I'll tell you about a man named Richard. He's 68 and swore by his oatmeal with brown sugar every morning. But he kept wondering why he had that mid-morning crash and always needed a snack by 10 a.m. When he swapped the brown sugar for cinnamon and added a few chopped walnuts instead, he noticed a big change. More steady energy, fewer cravings, and his doctor even saw an improvement in his A1C. So what's a better choice? Try cinnamon. It adds warmth and flavor without the sugar. Or a few mashed berries if you want a little natural sweetness. Your body will thank you for it, especially now. 2. Artificial sweeteners. Let's be honest. Most of us reached for artificial sweeteners because we were trying to be good. Trying to cut back on sugar, maybe lose a little weight or manage diabetes. And I get it. Those little pink, yellow, or blue packets seemed like a smart swap. But the truth is, they're not doing your body any favors. Especially now. Artificial sweeteners, things like aspartame, sucralose, saccharin, don't just trick your taste buds. They confuse your metabolism. Your body tastes the sweetness but doesn't get the calories it expects. And that mismatch, it can mess with your hunger signals, throw off your gut bacteria, and in many cases make cravings worse. You may end up eating more overall without even realizing it. And here's the real concern for folks over 60. These sweeteners can put pressure on your liver and kidneys. Remember, those organs are already working harder as you age. Add in fake chemicals every morning, and over time your body just gets worn down. Many studies now suggest a link between artificial sweeteners and metabolic problems, even for people who never had blood sugar issues before. I remember talking to Susan, a 72-year-old who'd been using artificial sweeteners in her oatmeal for over a decade. She thought she was being smart, but she noticed her digestion wasn't the same, and her doctor brought up possible fatty liver. When she switched to a touch of real fruit and cinnamon instead, not only did her digestion improve, but she said, "I finally felt like my breakfast was real food again." If you still want sweetness without the side effects, try a teaspoon of honey, or better yet, mash in half a ripe banana. It gives that natural sweet taste and some fiber to go with it. Bottom line, Your body knows the difference between real food and fake. Trust it and feed it accordingly. 3. Dried fruits. Now this one might surprise you, because dried fruits sound healthy, right? They come from fruit after all. But when it comes to your morning oatmeal, especially if you're over 60, those little chewy pieces can quietly work against you. Here's why. Dried fruits are concentrated sugar. When you remove the water, what you're left with is a very high dose of natural fructose, packed into a tiny bite. Your liver has to process all that sugar, and after 60, the liver just doesn't bounce back the way it used to. Over time, too much fructose can stress the liver, raise triglyceride levels, and even lead to fatty liver disease. And it's not just the sugar. Many store-bought dried fruits are treated with sulfites or coated in extra sweeteners to make them taste better or look shiny. That's even more work for your liver and kidneys to filter out before you've even finished your first cup of coffee. I'll tell you about Ron, 68, who used to toss a handful of raisins in his oatmeal every morning. Just that, raisins. He thought it was a harmless habit. But after a routine checkup showed rising liver enzymes, his doctor told him to ease off the dried fruit. Within months of switching to fresh berries instead, his energy improved, and so did his blood work. He said, "I had no idea something so small could make a difference. So what's better? Try fresh fruit, like blueberries, apple slices, or even a few pomegranate seeds. These still give you the natural sweetness plus water, fiber, and antioxidants, without the sugar overload." It's not about cutting out fruit. It's about choosing the kind your body can handle, especially now. 4. Flavored packets. You know those little packets of flavored oatmeal, like maple brown sugar or cinnamon spice, that promise a quick, tasty breakfast? They sure seem convenient, especially when mornings get rushed. But for folks over 60, these can actually be a hidden trap. Most of these flavored packets are loaded with sodium and artificial ingredients, things your body struggles with more as you age. Too much sodium can raise blood pressure, which is already a common concern after 60. Plus, many of these packets contain artificial flavors, colors, and preservatives that your liver and kidneys have to work overtime to process. Think of it like this. Instead of enjoying a wholesome breakfast, your body is dealing with extra junk that can cause inflammation and slow down digestion. A good friend of mine, Linda, who's 72, used to rely on these packets daily. She often felt sluggish and bloated afterward. Once she switched to plain oats and added her own cinnamon and a dash of real vanilla, she noticed her energy was steadier and her digestion felt better. The fix? Grab plain oats and flavor them yourself. Use real spices like cinnamon or nutmeg, a little vanilla extract, or fresh fruit for sweetness. Takes just a minute longer, but your body will thank you. Remember, convenience is great, but not at the cost of your health, especially as your body becomes more sensitive to what you eat. 5. Non-dairy creamers. Many older adults choose non-dairy creamers as a quick and easy way to make their morning coffee or oatmeal creamier. They're often marketed as a healthier or lactose-free option, but what most people don't realize is that many of these creamers are loaded with hidden trans fats, sugar, and artificial additives that can silently damage your body, especially after age 60. Trans fats, which you'll often find in partially hydrogenated oils used in non-dairy creamers, are especially harmful. They raise your bad cholesterol, LDL, and lower your good cholesterol, HDL, increasing your risk for heart disease, a risk that naturally grows as we age. For seniors, even small amounts of trans fats can make a big difference because the heart and blood vessels don't repair themselves as quickly as they used to. Beyond the fats, these creamers contain emulsifiers and preservatives that put extra strain on your liver. After 60, your liver's ability to process toxins slows down. So when you're adding chemicals daily through something as simple as your coffee, it can lead to fatigue, sluggish digestion, and long-term organ stress. I remember talking with my Aunt Susan, who was used to adding a spoonful of non-dairy creamer to her morning tea every day. She started feeling bloated and tired, and her doctor found her liver enzymes were higher than normal. When she swapped out her creamer for plain unsweetened almond milk, she felt a noticeable lift in energy, and her digestion improved within just a few weeks. If you're thinking about how to make this simple swap yourself, look for natural, clean alternatives like unsweetened almond milk, coconut milk, or even oat milk. You can also boost flavor by adding a pinch of cinnamon or a drop of vanilla extract instead of relying on creamers loaded with junk. Remember, this small change can relieve your liver and heart from unnecessary work, helping your body stay healthier and feel more energetic as the years go by. 6. Store-bought granola. Granola might seem like a healthy, crunchy addition to your oatmeal or yogurt, but store-bought versions can be full of hidden sugars and unhealthy oils that quietly work against your health, especially if you're over 60. Many commercial granolas are packed with added sugars to make them taste sweeter, and they often contain oils high in omega-6 fatty acids. While some fat is necessary, too much omega-6 can cause inflammation in the body. For seniors, who may already face inflammation-related issues like joint pain or heart disease, this can make matters worse. Another problem is the hidden calories. It's easy to overeat granola because it tastes good and feels light, but those extra sugars and oils add up fast, leading to blood sugar spikes and unwanted weight gain. After 60, your metabolism slows down, and your body becomes more sensitive to these sugar rushes, which can increase cravings and leave you feeling tired soon after eating. Take my friend Joe, for example. He loved sprinkling store-bought granola on his oatmeal every morning. Over time, he noticed he was feeling sluggish midday and his blood sugar numbers started creeping up. When he switched to making his own granola at home with plain oats, a handful of nuts, and a little cinnamon, he found his energy stayed steadier throughout the day, and he actually enjoyed the taste even more. If you want to keep granola in your routine but avoid the pitfalls, consider making your own or look carefully for brands that list minimal added sugar and use healthier oils like olive or coconut oil. Keep portions small, just a sprinkle for crunch and flavor, not a full serving. Remember, this simple switch can keep your blood sugar stable, lower inflammation, and support your heart health as you age. 7. Protein powders. Protein powders have become popular for boosting muscle and staying strong, especially as we get older and naturally lose muscle mass. But not all protein powders are made equal, and some can actually cause more harm than good, particularly if you're over 60. Many store-bought protein powders are packed with additives, artificial flavors, and sweeteners that can confuse your metabolism. Plus, they often have extra ingredients your kidneys have to work hard to process. After 60, kidney function naturally slows down, so overloading them with these substances can increase strain and risk of damage. Imagine Linda, who started taking protein shakes daily to keep her muscles strong. But after a few months, she began feeling bloated and tired, and her doctor noticed some early signs of kidney stress. She switched to whole food protein sources like eggs, beans, and nuts, and now her energy is better and she feels healthier. If you want to add protein, it's best to rely on real foods first. If you do use powders, choose clean, simple ones with minimal ingredients, no artificial sweeteners, and take only the amount your body really needs, not more. This small change can help protect your kidneys, support muscle health, and keep your energy steady without unnecessary risks. Look, your daily oatmeal can either be a friend that supports your health or a silent saboteur working against you without you even realizing it. Those little additions, the sugars, artificial sweeteners, dried fruits, and more, might seem harmless or even healthy, but for your body after 60, they can quietly cause trouble. The good news? You don't have to give up your oatmeal or make it complicated. Simple swaps, like cinnamon instead of sugar, fresh fruit instead of dried, or a handful of nuts for crunch, can make all the difference. These small changes help keep your blood sugar steady, protect your liver and kidneys, and give your heart the care it deserves. Remember, your body still has the power to heal and thrive. It just needs the right fuel, clean, simple, and natural. So let your oatmeal be a meal that loves you back, not one that wears you down.